Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome everyone to tonight's final performance of Ripon High School Drama Club's show, A Simpler Time. Welcome all of you who are here in our theater at Ripon High School Auditorium, and also welcome to all those who are watching online on our live stream at home. We appreciate you tuning in and supporting our Ripon High School Drama Club. I have a couple of announcements here before we begin tonight's performance. The first one is that if you're looking for a program, we have a digital program, and there's a QR code that you can scan, and you can find that on the website where you purchase tickets. We also have a QR code in our lobby if you're here in the theater. You can print a program when you get home if you would like to do so as well. At this time, I invite you to take out any cell phones or digital devices. Please turn them off so they do not ring or interrupt our actors during tonight's performance. Also, as per our agreement with our licensing company, PlayScripts, there are no photographs or audio or video recordings allowed during this performance tonight. We do have some disclaimers. There's flashing lights during tonight's performance. There are some jokes and time travel also happening, so we'll get those disclaimers out of the way. There will be a 15-minute intermission in the middle of our show tonight, and we've got some special thank yous, I also want to say, for Our Savior's United Church of Christ, which provided some of our props that we're using in tonight's show. Special thank you to Grants for doing some print publications for us, and to Jay's Barbecue, who helped out with our cast party that we had a little bit earlier this evening. Also, some special thank yous to some folks who have helped out with this show, to Jason Mansmith Biggie, our auditorium manager, who has helped oversee a lot of the technical aspects in our tech booth, to Laura Heatley, our assistant director. Laura, thank you so much for all you have done to help with this show. I couldn't do this work by myself. By the way, I'm Jeffrey Dodson. I am the director for the Ripon High School Drama Club. Laura Heatley is our assistant director, and she's my partner in crime. We get to do a lot of great things with our cast and crew, and our high school students just do a phenomenal job of putting this show together. Thank you to Callie Grant for all the technical expertise that she put together in our tech booth, the backstage work that she's done. There isn't a thing in this show that she probably hasn't laid her hands on and had some sort of help with. So thank you so much, Callie, for all that you've done with that. And thank you to Sammy Schultz, who did our costumes for tonight's show. Finally, I want to say a big thank you to our seniors with the Ripon High School Drama Club who directed the 10-minute shows that you'll see. There are 7 10-minute shows during tonight's performance. Those seniors are Susan Kutz, Savannah Makzuzak, Callie Grant, and Brock Schwartz. Congratulations to all of our seniors who participate with Drama Club on your graduation from high school this year. We're very proud of you. And as you will see in tonight's performance, they've poured a lot of passion and effort and energy into what we do here on stage. I'm very proud of all of them, and I wish them all the best as they graduate. So, without further ado, everyone, let's enjoy tonight's show. Have fun, laugh, and enjoy the evening. So, thank you so very much. I will now disappear.
Hey guys, thanks for coming over. I wanted to tell you in person because, well, if I'm right, it's pretty big news.
No, I'm sorry, but no.
I didn't say what it was yet.
Doesn't matter. I can't deal with any more news about anything ever again. Just can't take it.
You've only been paying attention to current events for like a week.
And it broke me. Do you know how much news there is in a week?
Here's the thing, though. My news is going to take care of that problem.
News is the problem. Have you seen the news lately? Turns out it's not great.
Welcome to being aware of things, my friend.
You know, I thought I'd maybe feel better if I dug a bunker in my backyard, but then I found out from the news that the company that makes the shovels is polluting where poor people live for tax reasons. So now I'm trying to dig my bunker with a stick. And honestly, it's going very slow. And everything is terrifying.
You went from 0 to bunker very quickly. Does anyone want to order a pizza?
Guys, just listen to me.
I wish a pizza could solve all the problems in the world, Taylor, but it can't.
But I can.
Listen, if it stresses you out, just don't pay attention. Everything will work out.
I can't just stop caring about what happens to people. I wish I could go back to a simpler time when pizza could solve all our problems. Like in elementary school, when the pizza party was the greatest possible prize you could achieve. That's just not what life's like anymore. It's not what we have in
Which
the
is
modern-
why I built a time machine.
Sorry, what?
I built a time machine so we could go back to a simpler time.
You would.
You did this just now?
I thought you were busy. You were gonna email that guy back about that big project you wanted to do?
I know. I was just kinda procrastinating. You know, you go down a rabbit hole. You send a fun gif of a teeny tiny horse, then you look up can many horses live indoors, then you dive into the early career of Jeff Goldblum, and then you teach yourself a lot about nuclear physics.
You do?
Well, long story short, I think I've cracked the space-time continuum and I built a time machine.
Let me get this straight. You procrastinated emailing someone back for so long that you invented time travel?
Yup. You guys want to go somewhere?
This is incredible.
I know. I've transcended the laws of space and time.
No, I mean, we can go back to elementary school and get pizza for free.
Taylor, think about this.
Okay, fine. We can kill Hitler first, and then do my thing.
No, I mean, sometimes they'd order Papa John's. Really think that's as good as it gets?
No, a simpler time, guys. We're trying to avoid things getting complicated. In literally every movie, they go back in time and change one thing, and it messes up the whole future. So we can go wherever we want, but we can't change anything.
I was kind of hoping we could fix all this. You know, the state of the world.
No, but we can go back to where it was easier to be a person and none of this stuff even existed. Just take a nice vacation from the horrors of modern life.
And conveniently, you get an excuse to keep procrastinating and take a risk on your project.
What? No, definitely not. It's about science and... Oh, okay. Would a person who's making an excuse make this?
Yes, they would.
Don't take this the wrong way, but it kind of just looks like a toaster.
Exactly. A lot of people are going to want to get their hands on this technology, so I disguised it to look deceptively low budget, just in case it falls into the wrong hands.
Sure you did.
Come on, I'll prove it to you.
Okay, so assuming this thing doesn't explode the second you turn it on, where are we going first?
I've been thinking about that. If modern life is the most complicated it's ever been, what could be simpler than the Dark Ages?
Ooh, medieval times. I feel like there's a clear-cut moral code back then. Don't you miss chivalry? I miss chivalry.
I don't remember chivalry because, like you, I wasn't alive in medieval England.
I like what you're saying. In medieval times, you either had the crown or you don't have the crown. You're on a quest, you finish your quest. There's none of that gray area. And I want to know if there's dragons.
Okay. I guess we can go find out if medieval times were simpler times.
Hey, you tested this thing was safe for people, right?
I mean, I guess we'll find out.
That girl!
What has she done this time?
She still refuses to marry Lord Cartwright, something about that he's 1 or 2 decades older than her.
And he does smell a bit.
That's just the trenches of human waste that surrounds his fortress. He's got dozens of servants. What else is he supposed to do with that stuff?
That is a good point.
How are we supposed to move up in the world if our daughter won't marry a lord? Being a merchant is wonderful and everything, but, well, it sounds silly to say out loud.
Just tell me.
I want to be able to order a beheading. I'm not saying I would order a beheading. I'm just saying I'd like the option.
It's only reasonable. Oh, my poor Adelaide. I wonder what could be the matter with her.
Yes, I'm beginning to think it's not just everyday female hysteria. I think there might be something really wrong.
Don't say it.
She's a witch.
No, my dear, she is not a witch. Though I do think she needs help. I certainly didn't put up a fight like this when my parents promised me to you, even though you're so wonderful.
Precisely.
That's why I've called for a doctor.
So, he can diagnose her as a witch.
No, this is one of those newfangled doctors. Lots of modern ideas.
Modern ideas. Back in my day, we called a woman a witch and be done with it.
Oh, here's Dr. Cornwallis now.
Take this thing off.
Thank you so much for coming to see us, and on such short notice.
Of course. Now, where is the young woman in question?
Adelaide, get in here!
Now, I must warn you that my methods may seem strange to you, but I assure you that these are the latest innovations in medicine. Now, what are the lady's symptoms?
What do you want now?
Symptom 1, poor attitude.
Adelaide, why don't you tell the doctor how your day was going?
It's none of his business.
Symptom 2, disobedience.
She's not terribly interested in the match her father has set up for her, even though the man is a lord and very wealthy.
You're so greedy.
Symptom 3, casting spells.
That wasn't a spell. It was an insult.
I see. Well, the first thing we're going to have to do is get what we in science call the bad blood out. The way we do that is... where are you guys? Now, these leeches.
Leeches? Like we have in the pond?
Don't be ridiculous. These are specially trained leeches.
Symptom 4, too many questions. Doctor, you were saying?
Now, my leeches specialize. For example, Edmund specializes in rashes.
I could use a session with him.
What?
Nothing.
And
Nothing.
moving on. Tristan specializes in gout. Benedict specializes in problems of the mind. And John does everything else.
And how quickly do they work, doctor?
Yes, we need something fast acting. I can't take another moment with this one.
Fast acting, you say? Well, there have been some recent studies that show that bloodletting is quicker than leeches.
Studies. That sounds very scientific.
Oh, indeed. A colleague of mine once performed bloodletting in at least a dozen wounded soldiers.
Wounded? So they were already losing blood.
Hush, child.
The important thing is that the bloodletting saved the soldier's life.
No, they all died, but they were going to die anyway.
Well, the important thing is that the soldiers felt better as they died from their wounds than the bloodletting.
No, they only died from their wounds.
The important thing is that the soldiers felt better as they died from their wounds.
Bloodletting it is then. Adelaide, change into something you don't mind getting drenched in blood.
Now, I should remind you of the symptoms of bloodletting, which include extreme loss of blood, dizziness, and even death.
Now, do you provide the knife, or do I?
Wait, there must be other options.
True, but they are a bit riskier. This is what is called mercury.
Ooh.
No, don't touch it. It's extremely dangerous.
Be careful, my dear.
So then, how do you use it?
You drink it.
I thought you said not to touch it.
Yeah, but drinking is fine. And if you have any problems walking, seeing, or speaking, then we can just remove some of the blood and even everything out again.
With the leeches?
No, it's the strangest thing. Leeches die if they suck the blood of somebody who's had mercury.
Mercury it is then. Down the hatch, Adelaide.
Please, there must be some other remedy.
There is one more option. It's called treffing.
Oh, how scientific.
Yes, it involves drilling a small hole in your daughter's head.
What?
I like it already.
How large would this hole be, Doctor?
It depends on the size of the evil spirit living in your daughter's head. We could drill the hole here or here. Here might be good. Doesn't really matter. Or maybe it does. And then the evil spirit leaves your daughter's head and everything is even out again.
And then you plug up the hole?
I'm a doctor, not a miracle worker.
It does sound rather extreme. We'd have to know that it would really work.
Oh, it's 100% effective. Leaves the patient extremely docile, though you'd have to be all right with a little drooling.
Fendril drools most of the time anyways. And he's never been treffinated?
It's true. Adelaide, have a seat and let the doctor drill a hole in your head.
Wait, this is insane. There's nothing wrong with me. I just don't want to marry Lord Cartwright because he's old and gross. It's not that I even expect to marry for love. I know that, as the daughter of a merchant, my options are somewhat limited. All I can reasonably hope for is to feel content and safe and maybe even happy once in a while. Is that so much to ask for?
Which?
Lord Cartwright, you say? I have an appointment with him next week for bloodletting.
You do?
Yes, says he's courting a young girl. Wants me to get out as much blood as possible. I didn't know he meant you.
Indeed. What time are you to see him?
Midday.
I have made my decision. I shall marry Lord Cartwright just before the doctor's visit.
But why the change of heart, my dear?
I know. It's because she was worried that Lord Cartwright might not be healthy enough, but now that she knows that the doctor is visiting, her worries have been put to rest.
Yes, that's it. And, Doctor, if the first round of bloodletting doesn't do the trick, you must come back until you've taken all of my husband's blood.
All, but then your husband would be dead and you would be a wealthy widow.
Oh, how foolish of me.
My daughter is cured.
Are you sure you guys wouldn't like a little leeching or treffing on the house?
No thanks, I'm good.
Free? I'll take one of those leeches.
Excellent. And remember, if you're feeling any dizzy, that means it's working.
Okay, so I guess it's still pretty complicated to be a person back then.
I didn't see any dragons at all.
Who cares? We just traveled through time. That's amazing.
Seems like the time machine works pretty well, so that's cool.
That's cool? Marley, you literally invented the most sophisticated technology the world has ever seen.
I know, right? Where to next?
I was thinking, simplicity of a small town, family values, cows.
Cows.
You said dragons, at least mine are real. I mean, churning butter and stuff, knowing your neighbor, not like now. That sounds pretty simple, right?
That sounds pretty boring. We have cows now.
I like the idea of everyone knowing each other. A lot more face-to-face and a lot less anonymous judging.
A lot more boring.
No one's gonna judge you, Marley.
Just email that guy.
It's not about that.
Seems like it is. A little bit.
I'm making an executive decision. We're going to search for a simpler time in, I don't know, 1692. Ah!
Hello. This here is our town. This is our main street. There's the church and the grammar school for the boys. There's the blacksmith, the cobbler, the tanner. Oh, and those are our stocks, which also doubles as a platform for hangings and a fire-safe pit for burnings. It's a beautiful town, though most people are too busy praying or working to notice. It's February 2nd, 1692. There are no groundhogs here, for we are not German. We are Puritans. Welcome to Salem, Massachusetts, Bay Colony. You may wonder why I'm not saying thee or ye or thou. Wonder no more. Really, stop wondering. Our story begins when Abigail Williams rushes into town square, sent on an errand by her father. In a rush? Oh, this is embarrassing. I'm Abigail Williams. She's behind on knitting a sweater for her brother, John Jr., so she's multitasking.
Enter Emily Webb.
You don't get to say that.
But you got to?
That's because I'm the stage manager.
I don't know what that is, but it doesn't sound godly.
If everything you didn't know was ungodly, nothing would be left.
Mocking is ungodly.
Enter Emily Webb.
Ow!
What?
You just ran into me.
I did?
Yes!
If I did, I barely touched you.
This is so like you.
I don't understand why you're getting so upset.
Little Miss Perfect.
Truly, Emily, I am far too humble to ever brag about my knitting prowess, or how all the people in the village come to me rather than their own flesh and blood when their children need minding. I know. When I finish John Jr.'s sweater, I'll knit you a shawl. You must stop making those animal noises, Emily. People might say they're unholy. It's a sleepy little town where people live simple lives of quiet desperation. Good morning, Joseph.
Good morning, Abigail.
It's a beautiful morning.
Though, my knee feels like rain.
That's a very useful knee. Joseph was all set to carry the paper from Boston, public occurrences both foreign and domestic, but there was only one issue in 1690. Still, he walks the route once a month so he doesn't forget it, in case the paper comes back someday.
Help us.
What's wrong?
I can't say it.
I can't say it either.
I forgot what we were supposed to say.
I think I remember. It's Emily!
Emily?
Webb, of course.
How many other Emilys do you know?
Emily Baker, Emily Brand, Emily Lamb,
Oh,
and Emily's Bugby, Baker, Buglar, Chase, Chadwick, Hawk, Irons, Mills, Pickering, Pond, Pinchon, and Reynolds.
There's an Emily Mills?
She was born just 3 days ago.
If we had a paper, we know these things.
Agreed.
What's taking so long? You!
Now what?
Can't you see?
Is that a smudge on your frock?
That'll come right out with a little water.
My eyeball. You stole my eyeball.
Your eyeball is right where it's always been, and so is the other one. Right, Joseph?
I do see two eyeballs.
That's because she's bewitched me so that you can see my eyeball where it's not.
Yes.
we see it too. It must be so.
Why would I steal your eyeball? I have two perfectly good eyeballs.
Just like you have 3 perfectly good younger siblings to mind at home, but no, you have to mind everyone else's.
What?
What? Stop looking at me like I just had an inner monologue. Sarah, what did we learn in church about eyeballs?
That witches steal eyeballs for the devil, and in return, you grant some powers to fly and float.
When she bumped me is when she did it. She floated my eyeball right out.
I think I saw it.
Yes, we thought it was the fluttering of a tiny, gentle hummingbird, but I'll bet you it was an eyeball.
See? Witnesses. Witch!
Wait!
Help, witch!
Stop!
Quick, Mary, cover her eyeballs so she can't steal them!
I'm not
Witch!
Joseph, tell them.
Abigail, you've always been real nice.
Witch!
Joseph, tell them it's not true.
I think
Which?
Joseph, tell
I think I better go over my paper out again. It could come back any day. Where's the witch?
Where are the witnesses?
Where's the judge?
Trial!
this is all a big misunderstanding.
Abigail Williams has always been a little too perfect, and now we know why. She steals eyeballs and
makes us choke.
Yes, lots of choking.
Now you're just being ridiculous.
And she,
Yes,
she charms babies,
Well, babies do love me.
but not in a good way.
Abigail Williams, I sentence you to...
Wait,
What?
don't I at least get a trial?
Yeah, give the witch a trial.
Trial first, then sentence.
Let us not be hasty, friends.
As long as we're quick about it. Witch! String up the witch!
Order, we will have order. My apologies, child. I was so consumed by my lust of justice, I forgot. Trial by water.
Dunk the witch!
Throw her in the lake!
Get the rocks.
Heavy rocks!
Lots of heavy rocks.
Wait,
Now what?
whatever I may have done, it's only because I'm possessed by the spirit of.
Of?
I'm not proud. Big Tuba!
You did not just call out the sock.
He looks like the devil's instrument to me!
I'm a sock.
Big tuba.
I've always wondered how you pronounce that.
And I am also possessed by the spirits of Emily's Baker, Emily Brand, Emily Lamb, and Emily's Bugby, Baker, Buglar, Chase, Chadwick, Hawk, Irons, Mills, Pickering, Pond, Pinchon, and Reynolds, and Emily Webb.
That's ridiculous. You stole my eyeball. If anything, she's possessing me.
wait, I thought you said Emily Mills was 3 days old.
Easy pickings for witches like Emily Webb, and Mary Proctor, and Sarah Two Shoes.
Goody Two Shoes? Is your daughter a witch?
She's not a... Wait. There was that one time our butter was sour.
Mother, that wasn't.
Throw her in! Throw them all in!
Trials for all.
Why are we wasting the rocks? We know they're guilty!
Hang them all!
Citizens of Salem, we must remain calm.
Hang the witches!
Order, we will have order here.
Your Honor, as you can see, I am the innocent victim here.
I'm the victim.
We're the victim.
Quiet! The most important thing is that Salem remains safe from these witches.
Safety first.
Zero tolerance for witches! Leave none of the stones unturned.
Practice safe Salem.
And the only way we can know for sure is if we all go down to the lake.
To the lake!
I'll go in
Wait.
last, just in case any witches bob to the surface.
Yes, to the lake. I agree.
I was just kidding about the eyeball.
Get all the rocks!
And the Emilys!
Save the
our
town!
And everything.
Quickly, quickly!
No,
I want to
wait!
go in the
Get down to the
pool.
lake.
Hello? Where'd everyone go? Well, I guess I'm the stage manager now. I wish I knew what that was. Anyways, it's gotten dark over Salem. You can see a couple of candles lit in the windowsills, a few stars in the sky. There's a bunch of gurgling coming from the lake. Wonder what that's about. Though, I reckon it's close to midnight, so we should probably get some rest. In case there's any newspapers to deliver tomorrow! You're right. You should get some rest too. Good night!
I gotta say, small towns are a lot less boring than I thought.
You know, I wanted to go back in time to avoid angry mobs.
Well, the judging wasn't anonymous. It was face to face. I'm not sure if that's better, especially if you're a sock.
Probably tough to be the only sock most times in history.
Probably tough to be the only anything because of the mobs.
Yikes, didn't really think about that whole aspect.
Hey, I just wanted to say that if we lived back then, I wouldn't accuse you guys of witchcraft, even if I got jealous of you.
I'd have to be really mad.
Wow, okay, I see how it is.
Hey, I think we should get you some inspiration to take a risk on that project of yours.
But I already invented time travel today.
Yeah, you're a genius. That's why it's so ridiculous.
Let's go to collaboration on something that worked out well for pretty much everybody. Well, mostly. For some people.
Can we go back to when Destiny's Child formed?
I was thinking when the Founding Fathers wrote the Constitution.
You're right. I might get overwhelmed when confronted with the talent in a young Beyonce.
But if you do want inspiration to start a band instead, you guys can join my band.
Again, none of us sing or play instruments, including you.
Let's go see those founding fathers.
So that's a maybe on the band?
Absolutely not.
All right, read what we've got so far.
Same as when I read it the last time.
I want to hear it again.
You're perfectly capable of reading it yourself.
Just read it, Alex.
Guys, chill. Let me read it.
Fine.
We the people, in order to form a more perfect union.
How can anything be more perfect? It's either perfect or it's not. What the heck?
Dude.
Come on, man.
What? It makes no sense. More perfect? Hey, that thing over there. It's perfect. You know what could make it more perfect? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. That's the whole point of the word perfect.
Just a word. Chill.
Let's look it up in the different dictionary.
I can't work like this. It's due tomorrow.
Yes, and I wasn't the one that decided to wait till the last minute to work on it.
Can we focus now? Can we focus for 5 seconds, please?
Fine.
Never should have picked you for my group.
That's hurtful.
All right. Read what we've got so far.
What are you talking about? That's all we have.
We've got 11 words.
One of which is redundant.
How is this a surprise to you two? You two have been fighting the entire time.
I thought you were writing stuff down as we were talking.
I was doodling, see? Here's a picture of a monster with big teeth.
Why were you drawing pictures of monsters?
It's eating Jefferson.
No,
Here are the bones under its feet.
no. How can we be writing a constitution if you're just drawing pictures of monsters?
You idiots won't stop fighting.
Fine. Let's stop. Let's focus. Put the draft in front of us and let's all stare at it and not say anything for 5 seconds.
More perfect is stupid. What? It makes no sense. You want something stupid in the first sentence?
Don't even have a sentence. We have 2 clauses.
I swear, when I write my autobiography, I am totally trashing you two dudes.
Perfect. Oh, wait, no. More perfect.
More perfect is acceptable.
To aliens, maybe.
Can I remind you guys that this is due tomorrow? If we show up with nothing, the whole constitutional convention is going to go with the stupid New Jersey plan.
Even the name is terrible, New Jersey plan. I hate those guys.
Word.
All right, so let's stop focusing on the stupid stuff. We will table the more perfect issue for the moment and move on to the next clause. All right? Okay? Can we do that?
Fine.
Thank you.
Now then, we the people, in order to form a union, do hereby
Yes.
ordain,
How about establish?
compromise, ordain, and establish.
They're the same word.
Shut up!
Look it up. Here's a dictionary.
Kill me. Someone kill me.
Ordain. To cause something to exist. Establish. To create something. They're the same thing. Are we getting paid by the word here?
I can't work like this. I can't.
This is why you're gonna die in a duel someday.
I'll duel you right now. I've got my pistols outside.
Can you guys please stop?
I can't work with him.
You never can you, Tom? Well, I am sorry that I have standards, and Tom over here just wants to throw anything in there like, hey, let's make a garbage document of Founder Country, because no one's going to read this thing anyways.
It doesn't have to be perfect.
Well, maybe it should be more perfect.
All right, look. You two donkeys shut your mouths for a moment. I'm going to go check on the girls and see how they're doing.
Fine.
I'm thinking we have this whole amendment process where people can change things over time if we need to. That way the document can change over time.
That's so brilliant.
Thank you, Martha, and I've been loving your ideas too.
That means so much to me.
So let's have a series of checks and balances just to make sure the presidency doesn't get too powerful. Because there's going to be like male presidents for a long time, and guys are pretty irrational.
It's the hormones. Drives them nuts. Oh, I gotta go fight something because I'm stupid. It's exhausting.
Don't even get me started on Alex.
I hear that. James has short man syndrome super bad.
So let's have the Congress pass the laws, the president sign the laws, and the Supreme Court judge whether or not they're constitutional.
Sounds good.
Let's make sure Congress has the responsibility to declare war. Because you know how guys are.
Right? Stop looking at my country like that. You want to fight?
The worst.
It's every day with Alex. Oh no, my honor is being impinged. Here are my 10 rules of dueling.
He's so extra.
He literally carries around a pocket dictionary with him just to look up words to argue about.
Hey guys, could we please focus on finishing the Constitution? I know the boys are hormonal, but we don't need to talk about it.
It's a good thing we started working on this last week.
Well, before we continue, I wrote you guys these thank you notes for being amazing partners.
Aw, Martha, that is so sweet. And you know what? I made zingers for us.
Aw, you guys are the best. I love us.
Hey.
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 Hey,
So, how's your guys' progress going?
basically done.
Sweet.
How are you guys doing?
We're basically done too.
Yeah, it's practically perfect, though it could probably be more perfect, I guess.
So, we were wondering if you guys maybe wanted to combine groups, just to help you.
Yeah, 'cause, you're girls. Nobody takes you seriously.
Thanks for the reminder.
And I mean, it's probably a few issues in here. So we'll just fix them. You guys can go home. No worries. There's probably some girl stuff you have to attend to.
Cleaning and whatnot.
Which is super important because we respect you.
Just to be clear, we want our names on this.
Yeah, we did a lot of work on it.
Absolutely.
We totally want credit. And $50.
What?
You guys didn't do any work.
We wrote the preamble, which is the most hardest part.
The most hardest
Oh,
part?
please. $50. Now.
Fine.
Hey, you just put your face on this and wrote
wrote $2.
And you put yours on this and wrote 10?
Why is yours worth 5 times as much as mine?
Because obviously, I'm 5 times better.
Well, that's all we got.
Fine. Here you go.
Well, that was nice.
I'm charging double for the amendments.
Hey, do you think we should have specified that women get the right to vote?
No, I mean, that's pretty obvious, right?
So, I guess what I learned is that procrastination usually works out well for people.
Well, certain people.
That wasn't the lesson.
I'm pretty sure that was the lesson.
I thought the lesson was that the past is sexist and someone always says to work in group projects.
That too.
You know what? I'm done with being depressed about America. Let's get inspired. I want to go back to time when politics were simple and noble and true.
You don't get enough of politics now?
No, I guess I just mean when politics brought us together instead of tearing us apart. When an election was like, let us create a soaring eagle of democracy together. Instead of people yelling at each other on the news for 2 years straight. Because the first priority is the country. The first priority is the stars and stripes. The first priority is freedom.
You sound like a 4th of July car commercial.
Do you want to go salute George Washington or something? Would that make you feel better?
Yes, I do. When America first began, less divided, a simpler time.
Are you running for something?
I don't know. Maybe I should.
Maybe you should.
I don't know, Martha. Is red too obvious? I want something that says, I'm a capable leader, but also, I'm relatable, but also, intimidating? No, not intimidating. Imposing.
Can a jacket say all that?
It has to, but it needs to be slimming, too.
You're putting a lot of pressure on this, dear.
So you think to go with the blue?
Sure.
Think about it, Martha. People will follow in our footsteps and...
And do you want them to wear the same jacket as you?
Sort of. Do you know what you're wearing?
To the...
Yeah, to the... You got something picked out?
I've got something ready.
Great. Let's see it then. What are you wearing to the inauguration?
Well, about that.
Yes?
Remember that time I went to Ben Franklin's surprise party all by myself because you didn't want to?
Yes?
And how I had to make sure no one was offended by your lack of attendance? So I told everyone you had explosive diarrhea?
You really didn't have to say that.
I had to say something.
You could have said I was sick, or better yet, busy.
People like to be told specific lies. They don't take them as personally. I feel like you put some real work into rejecting them.
Why are you telling me this?
Well, because I need you to make an excuse for my absence. I'm not going to the inauguration, George.
You what?
I'm not going?
What do you mean you're not going?
I mean, while everyone else is there, I'll be somewhere else. I'll be away. Not present. Predisposed. Unavailable.
I get that, but where in God's name will you be?
Well, that's up to you. You can make something up.
You're not coming to my big day?
I'm not.
Why are you doing this to me? What will people think when I show up alone? I look like such a fool.
I don't want to embarrass you, George, but I just don't approve of this job title.
Job title? You mean President of the United States? What's wrong with that?
Just don't like it. Why are we elevating ourselves above other people? Like we're better than them. We're no more well-equipped to rule over people than the king we just left behind.
Not rule, govern.
Potato, potato. Power corrupts.
But it'll be me. I'm delightful, right?
Yes, George, the most delightful. But we just got through a war together. Don't you want to relax for a while?
It's my duty to guide this country, Martha.
It's also your duty to pick up your socks. But you ignore that one.
Think about how much power we will hold, Martha. It could be a real opportunity for the both of us.
What kind of power is that?
I don't know. We could figure that out together. America is an experiment.
What would I be called?
Called?
My title. You're president. What am I?
I haven't thought about that. Presidentess?
Meh.
Miss America?
Meh.
Ooh, I got it. First lady.
Meh.
What's wrong with that?
It sounds like you have more than one lady.
Be serious, Martha.
I am. It sounds like you have a whole harem.
Can't you support that I'll be the one doing it? Even if you don't support the job title itself, can't you support that it'll be me?
I'm sorry, George. I just can't. I feel it in my bones. This is just not the right direction for this country. I love you and will return when this hoopla ends, but I won't be there to bless this union.
What?
Oh, you scared me.
You should be scared. How's it going to look if your own wife doesn't show up?
Not great.
No one's going to think you can run a country if you can't even run your own household. George, there's only one way to settle this. A duel.
I know.
In one corner, we have Mr. President himself. He's a fearless general and our new commander-in-chief. His teeth are wooden, but his heart is gold. George Washington!
And in this corner, we have a woman who needs no introduction. She's got powder in her wig and fire in her eyes. Martha Washington!
Go, Martha! All right, I want a nice clean fight from the two of you. You understand the rules?
Yes, sir.
All right then, fighting stance.
1, 2, 3, 4. I declare a thumb war.
5, 6, 7, 8. Now come to my inauguration.
Oh, George.
No, we really don't have to do this. We can back out any time now. We don't need to make a spectacle of ourselves.
I was going to say the same thing to you.
Now, we've never seen a thumb war quite like this between a public official and his wife. This is quite unprecedented, isn't it?
It is, but every couple finds their own way to settle disputes. My husband recently signed a Declaration of Independence against me.
Oh, Cheryl, you're such a kidder.
I'm not. My husband moved out last week.
Oh, sorry to hear that, Cheryl.
Let's get ready to thumble!
I don't want to embarrass you, George, but I will.
Hardly. This is for my country.
1, 2, 3!
No!
That's the end of a very short first round, and Mr. Washington already has the lead.
But it's not over till it's over. We still have 2 rounds to go.
I'm so sorry, Coach.
Don't be sorry. You just have to be better. You've got 2 more rounds, all right?
You know, Martha, you don't stand a chance. I won a Revolutionary War. What have you ever won? A quilting bee?
How dare you, George? Everyone's a winner in a quilting bee.
1, 2, 3.
Who do you think you are?
I don't know if I can keep this up.
Martha, you have to keep this up. You started this. You have to finish it.
But how?
I know. Tire him out. You got to make him do all the work. Got it?
This has to be some kind of record. They're at nearly 3 hours.
You seem so tired, dear.
I don't get tired.
You seem so worn out.
I will not be deterred. Oh my god. No!
I can't be!
After all this?
A thumb cramp?
1, 2, 3.
Yes!
And we have our victor! Martha Washington won the Thumb War and will not be attending the inauguration.
Are you okay, George?
I am.
Are you mad?
You won fair and square. America is a country we are free to disagree. Miss you at the inauguration, though.
I'll see you at home.
My dear George, congratulations.
Thank you, Eliza, for attending this gathering.
Everyone in New York wants to be at this party, but where's your lovely wife?
I fear an illness has kept her back in Virginia. Explosive diarrhea.
Ah, you didn't have to tell me that.
Sorry.
Well, at any rate, I hope you'll save me a dance later tonight.
I will, Mrs. Hamilton.
Martha Dandridge Washington. Her name was Martha Dandridge Washington. And she had irritable bowel syndrome. But just today,
I'm sorry. Could you please stop singing that?
I'm just breaking the fourth wall.
We just had the fourth wall polished, Eliza.
I just wanted to tell the audience that although this account has been fictional, Martha Washington really did not attend the inauguration. Some historians believe she was attending to last-minute affairs in Virginia, but
Historians? What are you talking about? This all just happened this week.
you guys can look it up later.
Who are you talking to?
I can't believe this. Even the first guy and his own wife couldn't agree.
I guess the good news is America was never not divided.
That's hilarious.
It's kind of comforting how we were always like this.
Comforting? How?
They stayed married, and America's still here,
But
so...
for how long, though?
We could actually find out.
There will now be a 15-minute intermission.
Welcome to intermission. Yeah,
Well, now, don't you tell me to
Okay, come on, guys. This is all too educational. I want to go fight some robots. Let's go to the future.
I don't know if that thing does the future.
Oh, as opposed to the extensive safety testing you did to go to the past.
I like that you guys are writing up the entire past. Come on. There was so much things that were simpler back then that we haven't seen yet.
What about work? Honest work, with your hands in the dirt for an honest day's pay.
You could have that if you go back to the present and email that guy.
No, I mean like real work, with sparks and wheels and sweating.
If real work is sweating, then me dancing around my kitchen to Robin is working.
Yeah, it is. Work, girl.
No, work must have been better in the past. You do one thing all day, you're not trying to learn anything new, nothing has to change.
None of this trying, none of this facing your fear of rejection.
For the sake of debate, work must have been better back in, give me an era.
How about the Industrial Revolution? You know, your commitment to procrastination is truly impressive.
I'm not procrastinating! I think I'm so tired that I glued myself to this box.
Careful, Mother. Sorry. Helen, I'm a little tired too.
That's okay. We all hallucinate every once in a while. But we're halfway there. 8 hours down, 8 to go.
Please don't have a positive attitude right now. Can't bear it.
How you doing over there, Ruby?
I envy her.
And good morning, my busy little worker bees.
Shoelaces here, shoelaces there.
Another scintillating day here at the factory. Yes, sir.
Shoelaces, so many shoelaces.
Just living how I always dreamed.
Alert and productive and alert, sir.
Is that box glued to your hand?
No.
Ladies, please. Sales are down here at the Knickerbocker Amalgamated Shoelace Factory. We gotta keep production quick, like little bunnies who are afraid of losing their jobs.
Hop, 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 Mr. Gordon.
Pardon me?
Like a bunny. Sorry, like a bunny.
She's just complying with what you said about the bunnies, sir.
Of course, we try to embody all the animals you compare us to.
Helen, I think your shoe fell off.
Oh, sorry, sir. They're my sisters, and the shoelace broke the other day.
Well, why on earth wouldn't you go buy some? You are the problem that keeps me up at night. You're the problem with America.
Well, I didn't mean to be the problem with America, but I'm working 16-hour days for the next 12 days, so I'm not sure when I can get to the store.
Maybe she could take a break and go buy some?
Yes, and I'll take a break and go off to Paris where I won't have to listen to people make ridiculous suggestions.
Pardon me, Mr. Gordon, but there's one thing we could try. My brother works for Henry Ford at his factory.
Ford, that man with the automobiles.
Well, he had an idea that I thought was really something. You know how everybody works incredibly long days, every day, while barely holding on to consciousness for most of it?
Sure.
Well, it turns out that you actually get more work done if your week starts on a Monday and ends on a Friday. You work 8 hours and you're awake the whole time.
Wait, so you're saying the week ends?
And you don't hallucinate or anything? Wow.
So first this Ford fellow's putting horses out of work so people can ride around in his machines. And now he's pulling people out of work so they can sleep. Let's see how that works out for him.
I think it already has. He's incredibly rich.
It seems like it's worth a try.
Ah, it's fun to dream, isn't it? But this is business, my little songbirds, and if you need a drink of water, you're fired.
Thank you, Mr. Gordon.
If I have to go one more day like this, I'm gonna burst into flames.
We've got to convince Mr. Gordon that it's better for him and for us and for the shoelace factory if we have a week that ends.
But how?
Now, keep in mind, I'm incredibly sleep deprived. But I think I have an idea. I have to warn you, though. It's pretty extreme.
I don't know.
What's the idea?
That's very extreme.
Well, he's left us no choice.
And good morning, my busy little worker bees. Ladies, what's this?
5, 6, 7, 8.
Working 9 to 5, what a way to make a living, barely getting by. It's all taking and no giving. You just use your mind and they never give you credit. It's enough to drive you crazy if you let it.
How dare you? How dare you try to get me to change my labor practices via interpretive dance?
Well, we just thought we've seen you dancing in the stairwell when you thought nobody was looking. We thought you might be inspired?
For your information, my dream was to be a dancer on the music hall stage. But when my father found out, he told me, be a man, Gordon. A man that ensures his family's shoelace factory remains profitable, no matter what the human cost, or you're dead to me.
My mistake.
It's all right, ladies. We have shoelaces to make. Now back to work. And Helen, you lost your shoe again.
So what now?
Why, it says here that Henry Ford's the richest man in town.
We all know you don't know how to read, Helen.
Working 9 to 5.
Look, Mr. Gordon, we doubled our shoelace output in just 8 hours.
Why, that's wonderful.
Does that mean we can go home?
So that means you can double that in the next 8 hours, my little busy bees?
Mr. Gordon, come quick!
Why would this sneak a down a young woman in her prime?
Too much.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, are the shoelaces okay?
It's Ruby. There was an accident.
Ah, well, how are we supposed to make our numbers now?
She was so exhausted from working so many days in a row. She made a fatal mistake.
I can't believe I'm gonna have to find another girl now.
You know, maybe if she wasn't so tired.
So tired. If only I was well rested. This accident was so preventable.
So, are you too mangled to work, or... Helen, go down to the orphanage and see what little kids are available.
What? No, no, I can do my job. Barely.
But I think we all learned something.
Yes, that women are too clumsy to work in factories.
No, that if you let workers rest, they won't die in horrible accidents so much.
We did have that fellow downstairs who got crushed by machinery.
Who? Jim?
I was thinking about Jake, but him too.
What? Am I supposed to remember every single person that dies in a horrible accident here?
This factory is incredibly dangerous.
Yes, and I can't believe you people are so bad at staying awake. But you know what? It's all right, my chickadees. The inventory is fine.
Thank goodness.
See you in a couple of hours, ladies. Busy beavers, busy beavers.
So what now?
I guess appealing to his better nature wasn't the answer.
I have an idea.
We're not doing another interpretive dance.
No. We're going on strike.
What do we want?
Weekends! When do we want them? Saturday and Sunday! When do we want weekends? When do we want them? Saturday and Sunday!
What in the name of Pete are you doing?
Nothing, Mr. Gordon. Absolutely nothing.
We're not making a single shoelace until we get some reasonable hours.
Can't you see I can't indulge in these silly little whims of yours? We have shoelaces to make, and I have things to prove to my father.
You spend an awful lot of time calling us busy beavers and worker bees that you ought to have a reminder that we're human beings.
I'm relating to you. I'm being nice, you insipid little...
Hey, don't talk to her like that!
Compose yourself, Ellen. You can't even keep your shoe on.
You know what? That's it! That's the last straw! It's so ironic I could explode! I work in a shoelace factory, I make money by making shoelaces, I'm literally surrounded by shoelaces, and all I want is 2 seconds to go buy one for myself. Isn't this supposed to be the American dream? Don't I work incredibly hard? Don't I come in every day with a positive attitude? I have such a great work ethic that I annoy Dora!
She's right. I resent her.
I'm not asking for the moon, Mr. Gordon. I'm not asking to be treated like a queen. I'm asking for enough time to go buy myself a shoelace so my shoe stops falling off and so everyone leaves me alone!
Wait, so you're telling me if I gave you time off, you'd go out and buy a shoelace?
I dream about it at night.
So you would go out, use the money you earned here to go out and buy some shoelaces, therefore boosting the sales of the Knickerbocker Amalgamated Shoelace Factory?
I guess so.
Well then, ladies, I have an excellent idea, and it's called The Weekend.
I'll take it.
That sweetie of mine gave me a sign my troubles are over. The family crew, the relatives too, invited me.
So, an honest day's work isn't 20 hours now, and weekends exist?
And fewer orphans get squashed by machinery, so that's a plus.
Did you notice how much trying and getting rejected there was until anything actually happened, though?
Yeah. But what if I can't do it? What if I try and I keep procrastinating anyway?
Considering last time you invented time travel, worst case scenario, you'll break the sound barrier or something.
I wouldn't procrastinate at all if I lived before the internet.
I suspect you would find a way.
I'm actually with Marley on this one. If I lived before the internet, I'd probably be so calm.
The news would still exist, you just wouldn't know about it.
Someone posts a picture of their dog. You're not supposed to tell them what a great dog it is? What are you, a monster?
So you just want to not see any pictures of dogs at all?
I'm just saying. Less information, easier for people to mind their own business.
If you think that before the internet everybody minded their own business, you have clearly not met my grandma.
No, I met her one time. We're Facebook friends. She comments on literally all my posts.
That's not the point. You can't just blame the internet.
So why don't we go back to a time when only telephones existed and see if that was a simpler time?
But after that, can we please go to the future?
You're like a little kid going, are we there yet? We're going to the 1940s, and that's final.
Please, please, please.
Ah!
Princess Hotel, how may I direct your call? Thank you.
Princess Hotel, how may I direct your call? Thank you.
Princess Hotel, how may I direct your call? Thank you.
Princess Hotel, how may I direct your call? Thank you. So anyway, last night...
Princess Hotel, how may I direct your call? Thank you. You were saying. Oh, for the love of Pete.
Princess Hotel, how may I direct your call? Oh, and who might I say is calling? I'll transfer you straight away. Oh, it's my pleasure.
Princess Hotel.
I'm sorry, who did you say you wanted again?
How may I? Thank you.
Right, Mr. Bolton, Bromwell. One moment. Thank you.
What was that all about?
I'm in love.
You didn't stick to the approved script. And you giggled a lot.
Gilda, you should have heard this voice. It was the voice of a demigod.
Just a demi? I'll pass.
It was like the sound of chocolate melting, the sound of silk draping over a diamond in a Cartier ad, the sound of my heart dropping into my stomach and exploding into a million butterflies.
Princess Hotel, how may I direct your call? Thank you.
I bet he's handsome. I bet he looks like Laurence Olivier.
Who?
Mr. Scott.
Princess Hotel, how may I direct your call? My apologies, Mr. Scott. I'll reconnect you.
Is that him?
You sent him to the wrong room.
Yes, hello? Calling Mr. Bromwell again? Oh, yes, it's me, the first girl. Mabel. Yes, I'll connect you.
Hey, Marty. Sorry about before. Listen, are you free for dinner this evening? I'd like to talk over a few things with you before the meeting tomorrow.
Mabel, hang up.
Shh. Yes, I should be available. Why don't you meet me in the hotel lobby about 6 o'clock? We'll grab a bite.
That's excellent. Hey, and bring Sheila if you'd like.
Sheila?
What's that?
Oh, my, Scotty, I'm quite sure my wife would rather listen to a radio program than talk business with the two of us.
I don't blame her. See you at 6?
Until then.
You're gonna get in trouble for that one of these days.
Oh, you won't tell on me. Well, you haven't yet. Anyways, it was worth it for that call.
I know I'm gonna regret asking this, but why?
Because he was inviting his friend, Mr. Bromwell, to dinner.
Sounds pretty mundane to me.
Mundane? Mundane, he's single.
Well, how do you know that?
Because Scotty said.
Scotty?
Mr. Bromwell called him Scotty.
So his full name is Scotty Scott?
Well, we don't know what his middle name is yet. It could be something gorgeous, like Francisco or Alphonse.
Well, it couldn't be Scotty, right? Because that would just be ridiculous.
His name is not Scotty Scott Scott. Anyways, when Scotty said Mr. Bromwell should bring Sheila, Mr. Bromwell didn't say, "Oh, you should bring Marianne," because that's just proper etiquette. And Mr. Bromwell sounds British and fancy. So he would have invited Marianne if she existed. But she doesn't. So stands to reason, single.
I bet you were top of your class.
Unless they're traveling from out of town, and for some reason, Scotty's wife couldn't make it.
What if this fella sounds like a horse? Princess Hotel, I'm Mayor Director Call. Thank you.
Does he sound like he looks like a horse?
What would that sound like?
I need to go touch up my lipstick in case he calls again. You'll watch my board, won't you?
Do I have a choice?
Thanks, doll.
Princess Hotel, how may I direct your call?
Yeah, give me Jeff Bromwell.
Oh, is this Mr. Scott?
Huh?
Huh?
What do you know about Mr. Scott?
Nothing at all. One moment, I'll connect you.
Are the pieces in place?
You'll never believe it, but he called me.
The chumps never gonna know what's hit him.
Everything set on your end?
I'll be waiting for your signal.
6 o'clock.
Then it's lights out for Scotty Scott Scott.
Gilda, you're supposed to be covering for me. Princess Hotel, how may I direct your call?
I think somebody's gonna murder Mr. Scott.
Thank you. What?
Well, there is this caller, and he streams strange. So I listened in because I thought, well, Mabel's always listening in, and I deserve to have a good time. And then he said, "Lights out for Scotty Scott Scott." And then they had this creepy laugh fest for longer than was comfortable. And then they just hung up. Who just hangs up? Sociopaths, that's who. He's done for.
So they said his full name was Scotty Scott Scott?
Mabel, focus. We've got to do something.
You're right. Perhaps I'm in shock. I'm not ready to lose him. I was just getting to know him.
It's almost 6 o'clock. The hitman's on his way to hit him with, we don't even know what.
Should we call the police?
There's no time for that. We have to call him.
Call him? Like, on the telephone?
No, just go up the elevator and yell.
No need to get testy.
He's in 14B. I'll connect you.
Wait, Gilda, I can't call him.
Why?
Well, isn't that a bit forward?
His life hangs in the balance.
I've never called a guy.
Mabel, you're an operator.
That's different. I just answer.
Oh, for the love of Pete.
It's 5 till 6. What if he already went down to the lobby? He seems like a very punctual young man.
Darn it. He did seem punctual. Let's go.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Scotty Scott Scott. Happy birthday to you.
Well, that was a very nice celebration.
Yes, for a very neat looking man.
He was neat.
Yes, very neat. Neat. Ugh, I'll never love again.
Well, I don't know about that, but I sure as heck am not listening on any more calls anymore.
Me neither. The worst part is, he wasn't even single.
The worst part is, nobody even tried to hit him over the head with a rusty pipe.
And he thinks he can get away with not looking like Laurence Olivier? How dare he not look like Laurence Olivier? Who does he think he is?
Lights out must have been turning down the lights for the birthday candles. What a drag.
I was worried sick about an averagely neat-looking guy with an averagely neat-looking wife and a below-average name.
Scotty Scott Scott. Who'd kill him?
I certainly wouldn't bother.
Can you imagine the headlines? Scotty Scott Scott. Murderer. Cotty Cot Cot.
Well, I suppose we had better answer these calls.
And remember, we're just connecting. No listening in, no falling in love, and no dot connecting.
Right. Who are we to infringe on guest privacy?
I, for one, certainly have better things to do than listen in on guests' private conversations.
Princess Hotel, how may I direct your call? Thank you.
If the greatest generation wasn't creepy on people so hard, I'd actually feel better on our own.
I feel like I come from a real legacy of busybodies.
My grandma, I'm telling you.
I think I need to apologize to the internet.
You know, guys, maybe I was traveling through time to find my way back home. Maybe I was chasing a way to escape myself, but what I found was my true self. Maybe home.
Okay, are we done here?
Yeah, let's wrap this up and head back to the present.
Wait, what? No!
I thought that's what you wanted. You've been complaining about literally every era in history.
Wait, I just had an epiphany that I need to let go and take a risk, so?
Are you just pressing random buttons?
I learned a valuable lesson.
Is that supposed to be making that sound?
Where are we going?
I don't know. Beautiful, just beautiful.
Judy, there you are. Enjoying the fire, I see.
Enjoying it all, Dad. The fire, the fresh air, the trees, the stars. It's just heaven. Oh, I mean, just a non-denominational fantasy of a post-life paradise.
That's my girl.
Where are Mom and Teddy?
Teddy, that scamp. He went out wandering, but not to worry. Mother's out looking for him.
I sure hope he found a better mood out there.
Now, Judy, Ted's at the age where he's starting to question the world around him. You went through that phase too, young lady.
But not like Teddy.
No, I suppose you're right. Well, there always is re-education protocol. Well, well, speak the non-denominational horned beast from a fiery fantasy realm. Teddy, you scamp.
Now then, the family's all together.
Altogether crazy.
How about a song?
That's a good idea, Father.
Well, then let's all gather around this perfect fire.
We don't want to get too close, though, right, Dad? 'Cause fires burn, don't they?
That they do, Judy. That they do.
I want to touch it.
Judy, that's close enough.
The flames call to me.
Judy?
What's that, Mr. Flame? You want me to hold you?
Judy.
I want to feel the warm embrace of eternity.
And how about that song?
What shall we sing?
Ooh, I've got one.
Then get us started, dear.
So refreshing, so cool.
You'll drink it, cuz that's the rule.
It's not soda, it's from fruit.
It's Google Water Substitute. Google Water Substitute to hydrate. Google Water Substitute, it's so great. Google Water Substitute, some blindness. Google Water Substitute, don't sue us. Google Water Substitute. Google Water Substitute.
Teddy, why so glum?
I don't see why we have to be here and why I couldn't have stayed home with my books. My beautiful books.
I'm beginning to think those books of yours are becoming a problem.
I'm beginning to think your face is becoming a problem. Sorry, I crossed a line.
It's all part of the phase, son.
Books burn. They make Mr. Flame.
What'd you say?
Nothing. I'm hungry.
It's not quite time for dinner yet, dear.
What shall we do then?
Well, how about a game?
Can I pick?
Now, Judy, you chose the song. I believe it's Ted's turn to choose a game.
You want me to pick? Okay, I found a game. It's called Truth or Dare.
I'm not sure that's the kind
You said I could pick. Was that a lie? Are you calling my dad a liar?
Am I calling my...
Good.
Or,
Then it's agreed. Truth or Dare? All right. Judy, I'll have you go first. Which will you pick?
Okay. I pick Dare. Dare me to burn something.
You don't get to pick the dare, just listen. Dare. I dare you to go climb that tree.
Piece of artificially sweetened confection that is only approved for consumption on the anniversary of one's birth. I'll go burn that tree.
I said climb. You know I said climb.
Fine, I'll climb it.
That's enough. No one is climbing any trees.
Why not, Mom?
How about another song?
No one wants to hear another damn jingle.
Language, Teddy.
I want to burn the tree, Dad. I mean, climb the tree, Dad.
Father's more of a ceremonial role. I'm more of a figurehead. Ask your mother, dear.
Yeah, Mom. Are we allowed to have any fun?
Fine. Climb the tree. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mother. I can't do it.
Why not?
It's all slippery, like climbing a pole.
You hear that? Slippery. Who ever heard of a slippery tree?
I'm no treologist. But I do believe trees can be slippery.
You don't have to be a treologist. Dad, that's not a real word.
Oh, it is.
Whatever. You don't have to be a tree expert to know a tree can't be slippery like a pole.
That's enough. No one is climbing any trees, and the game is over.
It's not a tree. It's a pole. It's fake. All of this is. There's no fire, no trees, no stars, no Bon Jovi constellation that all of you were talking about earlier. It's all fake.
This is a real bad phase, son.
I think it's time for dinner.
But I didn't get a turn in the game.
Game is over.
But Dad, that's not fair.
Figurehead, dear.
Just let her have a turn and then we'll eat whatever tasteless mush you packed for us.
Fine. One more turn, then the game is over.
Thank you, Mother. Teddy,
Yeah?
truth or dare?
Truth, because the most important thing we have is truth. Because in a world that is devoid of all nature, all that we have is...
Truth. When you look up, what do you see?
Judy, you could have asked me anything.
Answer!
Fine.
Well,
I see lights.
what kinds of lights?
Lights that are part of a holographical scene.
What do they look like?
They're meant to look like stars.
Could they be real stars?
No.
How do you know?
Because I just know, Judy. I know it's fake. We're in a simulation of
I
nature.
ask again. How do you know?
Because I just know, Judy. I'm not dumb. I read.
So, you know it's not real because you read it in a book? How do you know you read in the book's real? Maybe that's fake.
Come on, Judy, we all know this is fake. Well, maybe except for Dad.
Oh, thanks, son.
Admit it. You don't know for absolute certain that the stars you see above aren't real stars.
Well, I know they're fake.
But there's a chance, even a slight chance.
There's an infinitesimal chance that they're actually up there and that they're real and that everything I've ever known is wrong.
So they could be up there, burning away, all that heat, the flames, the hot, hot flames.
Fine, Judy, you're right. Maybe those stars up there are actually real, but more likely it's just a hoax.
What do you have in your hand, Teddy?
My lucky coin that Grandma gave me.
We know no, Grandma.
We know no, Grandma.
We know no, Grandma.
Well, I do, and it's from the year she was born, 2008.
What happened? Where's the fire? My precious flames!
Teddy?
Well, looky here. No trees, no fire, no stars, no Bon Jovi constellation.
This is a bad phase, son. Real bad phase.
Teddy, you've gone too far this time.
Can we just go home?
All right, you'll be coming with me.
What?
You're a coin boy, right?
Coin boy?
You're the one who threw the coin in and intentionally broke the simulation.
Yeah.
Then you're coming with me.
Not so fast. You can't just take my son.
Is this your signature?
Well, yes.
This document states that should any member of your attending party intentionally damage the simulation, they will be immediately removed and taken for re-education protocol number 36.
Number 36?
Which one's 36 again?
Grandma.
We know no, Grandma.
No, you can't do that.
Sorry, kid. She signed the document. That's protocol.
Mom?
Mom's more of a ceremonial role. I'm basically a figurehead.
Mom, Dad!
At least your phase will be over, son.
But it was just a coin, my lucky coin. Judy!
Goodbye, Teddy. If it's any comfort, I'm gonna burn your books.
Why would that be comforting to me?
It's comforting to me.
You know what? I'd rather take re-education protocol number 36 over this family any day!
That's the kind of attitude, son.
Goodbye, Teddy.
You know no Teddy now.
We know no Teddy. I'm sad.
Could be a phase.
You're probably just hungry, dear.
You're right, Mom. I am hungry. Why do all of our vacations end with one of my siblings being taken for some re-education protocol?
We know no other siblings, honey.
Oh, right. Hey, Dad,
Yes, dear?
can we have Italian-inspired cheese dough wheel for dinner tonight?
I'm more of a figurehead, dear. Ask your mother.
You know we can only afford to get that on non-denominational winter gift certificate exchange celebration eve.
Oh, right.
Well, maybe we can make an exception this once.
Really?
Sure.
Thanks, Mom.
Life is great, Judy, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It is. It really is. Yes, it is. Well, yikes, right?
I feel a little validated for being worried.
Well, it's not a sure thing. According to the Wikipedia page on time travel, it's only one possible future timeline.
Well, at least we still have some time. How you doing over there, Taylor? It's literally the quietest I've ever seen you.
How am I doing? I'm having an existential crisis is how I'm doing.
Welcome to being aware of things, my friend.
Maybe you should learn to take a risk like I did about 15 minutes ago.
Well, if there's no easy answers in the past and no answers in the future, what are we supposed to do? Live in the moment? That is so dumb.
Well, where are we now?
I think. Hey, it's the present.
Okay.
Right. How do we feel about that?
I mean, yeah.
Like, okay.
Right, me too.
You know what? I think there's no simpler time to be a person. Circumstances change, but people are always kind of ridiculous.
So, the simpler time was inside us all along?
Shut up.
The simpler time was the friends we made along the way.
Absolutely not.
The simpler time is the time that you spend with your friends in a deceptively low-budget time machine.
Email the guy, Marley.
I'm gonna. Stop freaking out about the future if you're not gonna do anything about it.
Okay. I've learned my lesson. I'm gonna email my elected officials, but my bunker days are done.
Well, I'm not gonna live in your bunker, but I'm also not just gonna assume that everything's gonna work out. We'll mostly be okay, but I want no part in that scary future timeline.
Good, because if either of you live in a bunker, I'm gonna pretend that I don't know you.
I do think there's one possible timeline we could recapture.
Sorry, but I think the time machine's pretty much fried.
I was thinking about the timeline as pizza as the ultimate reward for a job well done.
Yes! I'm so hungry. How come we didn't get a snack in any century in history? Can we order a large?
Look, guys, we're not little kids anymore. We broke the space-time continuum. So I think we deserve garlic bread, too.
Yes!
Woo!
Tumble out of bed and I stumble to the kitchen. Pour myself a cup of ambition and yawn and stretch and try to come to life. Jump in the shower and the blood starts pumping. Out on the streets, the traffic starts jumping. With folks like me on the job from 9 to 5. Working 9 to 5. What a way to make a living. Barely getting by. It's all taking and no giving. They just use your mind and they never give you credit. It's enough to drive you crazy if you let it. 9 to 5. For service and devotion, you would think that I would deserve a fair promotion. Want to move ahead, but the boss won't seem to let me. I swear sometimes that man is out to get me. They let you dream just to watch him shatter. You're just a step on the boss man's ladder, but you got dreams he'll never take away. In the same boat with a lot of your friends, waiting for the day your ship will come in and the tide's gonna turn and it's all gonna roll your way. Working 9 to 5, what a way to make a living, barely getting by. It's
So we just wanted to thank our directing team, some of our department heads. We've had a great last show, a whole show weekend, show process. So I think we will start with Brock. Your announcement?
All right, so first we would like to thank Mr. Dotson for all of his help with this show, but not just this one, but the whole theater department this year. We were all a little worried that we might not get a show for our senior year. We were so glad that he worked with us and the administration to make it possible for us to have 2 shows this year.
We'd also like to have Laura come up, Laura Heatley, our assistant director. It's been really fun working with her over the years. She's quite a hoot. And also, if you ever want to be told not to take drugs, talk to these two. They'll give you long speeches about them. Yes, good decisions only. We also made you guys these with all the seniors from this year, from the musical and from the play. So you guys can put it up backstage, but it has everybody's senior headshots. And I would also like to thank Callie, right here, our stage manager, and also pretty much everything backstage and in the light booth she helped. She's, pretty much a master of all arts. But next we have Sammy, our costume person. She worked really hard. She just recently came on board as our full-time costume person. She's doing really good. And she's always really fun to be around, so thank you.
Okay, and then next I'd like to thank my tech crew who has been fantastic this year, this show. So this is a tradition, always getting Swedish fish. Please share, thank you. And then I'd also like to thank our set crew who has been a blast, always has been. You do good work, yay. And then finally, I would like to thank Mr. Jason Mansmith, or Biggie as we call him. He has been with us for my whole time in tech crew, and he's really done some great work in here. He helps all of us out, and it's been a great time. All right.
Well, thank you all, but everybody stay in your seats so you can see our final thing.
Tumble out of bed and I stumble to the kitchen. Pour myself a cup of ambition and yawn and stretch and try to come to life. Jump in the shower and the blood starts pumping. Out on the streets, the traffic starts jumping. With folks like me on the job from 9 to 5. Working 9 to 5. What a way to make a living. Barely getting by. It's all taking and no giving. They just use your mind. You're just a step on the boss man's ladder, but you got dreams he'll never take away. You're in the same boat with a lot of your friends, waiting for the day your ship will come in and the tide's gonna turn.